Good afternoon. My name is Christy Thomascuddy, and I'd like to welcome you to the ACC Tip-Off for women's basketball. With me, Amanda Butler from Clemson and Danny Edwards. Thank you for coming, ladies.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
So Amanda, first season, getting ready to tip off, long career as a head coach. But what has surprised you so far being at Clemson, unexpectedly?
Wow. You know, there's been really a long list of positive things. I don't know that we have enough time to cover all of them, but I think everybody thinks that they have sort of a family vibe on their campus, within their university, or within their athletic department, and really what I've experienced and the way that I've been welcomed at Clemson, and just from the environment, the football games to the volleyball games to just walking across campus, there is a tremendous family vibe there, and that extends even to the players and the way they welcomed me and my family and staff to Clemson. It's really been unparalleled, anything I've experienced.
Danny, what was your initial thought when you heard Amanda Butler was going to be your next head coach?
I was really excited, actually, but of course I had to do my research. I had to figure out who this lady was and where she was coming from and the history that she had. But I was really excited to have Coach Butler here with us. I was excited for what she was going to bring to our team and ready for my senior season.
So the first couple of workouts, what have you taken from?
It's definitely a new style of play that we're playing, but I'm just trying to be a good listener, a good point guard, trying to understand the feel of how Coach Butler wants us to play, try to be a good leader for our team and help them out, give the team what they need, as well as reiterate what she wants me to reiterate to the team. But the first couple of workouts have been going pretty well.
I mean, a couple of workouts now in the season as well as summer workouts. What have your initial thoughts on the team been?
I love how eager they are. I mean, really every day, whether it's in the the form of an individual workout or whether now we're to real team practices, there really is a palpable eagerness to wanting to improve, wanting to compete. They understand the challenge of this league and how huge that is, but there's really a special level of pride in them, confidence in them about who they know they can become if they put in the work. And so that's really a cool thing for a coach to walk into a gym that has that sort of energy every day.
What's the intangible that your new staff has brought to the court?
They brought a whole different style of play that we weren't used to in the past, and I think it's going to be really effective for us.
Speaking of style of play,
Yeah.
What can we expect to see from your ball club this year?
We're going to play hard. We're going to play really, really hard, and I think everybody wants to believe that they do that, but we really want to lead with, you mentioned intangibles a second ago, our toughness, the way that we communicate, the way that we're connected regardless of the sequence of the ball game that it may be. We want to make the game about the things that we think make us special as a group. And so in terms of style of play, actual style of play, we know we've got to play with a tremendous amount of speed. We have to be a go until you're stopped type team, and they really have taken a great deal of ownership in that personality.
So, Amanda, I'm going to call it a sabbatical year, but you didn't just sit around. Talk to us about the big idea that you had, and give us a little details.
Sure. Well, the big idea was basically just an opportunity to see basketball through a different lens and then pursuing that lens and getting into some basketball spaces where maybe I had studied from afar, but just see how far internally I could get in there and kind of be a fly on the wall of some NBA organizations, practices, film sessions, workouts, pick the minds of really the greatest coaches in the world and watch some of the greatest players in the world operate at the level they do, and then figure out how are those people learning. What does communication look like at that style? What does team building look like when you have elite athletes? And I was just very blessed and fortunate through some past relationships and new relationships that I was given great opportunities by organizations like the Celtics and the Pistons and the Orlando Magic and, on down the line, Oklahoma City. Just a tremendous learning year for me. And I'll just say this, Scud, every coach should have a chance to go and really better themselves within their profession that way, to sit and learn and ask questions and watch film and just really focus on enriching your own style through other people's experiences.
So if there's like one key area that you could say has made you better from this past year, what would it be?
That's hard to do now. You're challenging me right now, girl. I would say the main thing is I gained a tremendous amount of respect, even more respect than I had for the NBA players. And, you know, our models and their models are flip-flopped. We have a whole lot of practices in a few games. They have a few practices in a whole lot of games. It was really inspiring to see the intellectual and mental level that those players had to operate on to succeed in that league, how much they had to learn, how much they had to digest in short amount of times without multiple practices, and they did it. And the lesson that I learned from that is I've got to expect more from my players. I don't want to be that coach that says, you know, oh, well, we don't even know how to do A yet, we can't move on to B. I want to keep challenging them. I want to try to teach to the, you know, to the quickest learner in the room, and then everyone else follow her lead. You know, but I think that was probably maybe a new message. The old message that, you know, I hope is something that, you know, continues and is you know, woven throughout my career is just how important and front and center relationships are, because that's why I got in those doors and I was treated with such generosity. You know, it's something that I know I need to pay forward and definitely pour into my players. It's just that investment in relationships.
So Danny, is there a specific example maybe that you feel, like just hearing her talk about all these experiences, and I'm sure you've heard about it before, that you feel like, wow, we're doing this because she's learned this from, whether it's the Celtics or another NBA team? Has there been that moment?
Yeah, actually. The moment that I noticed was our language. The command of our language is what we strive for, and it's a completely different language than what I'm used to, what I've had in the past, and I'm pretty sure she has brought that from what she has learned, but I enjoy it. I think it is a great way to play, and it's really taught me how to just be relaxed and to play and not be so cookie cutter at times.
Give you a sense of confidence?
Yes.
Good. Twin brother, huh?
Yes.
Talk to me. I mean, there's a lot of twins out there, but your twin also plays at the collegiate level. What's that been like to be at two separate schools? Do you guys still have that shared bond? Or what's that like?
We actually talked on the phone yesterday, which was the first time in a while. He doesn't ever call me. But our relationship is good. It's been really cool to see his experience. We've had two different experiences. He's had some trouble, some ups and downs. I've had some ups and downs. We've been able to talk to each other about them and figure it out together. We also have an older brother, Daryl, who is the graduate assistant at Providence. And so his experience is a lot different than us as a player. So hearing his opinions and what he sees when he watches me play has helped me as well.
So you may have the oldest player in America on your squad now. Maybe not oldest, but years of experience.
You know, we don't want to say anybody's old.
Experience.
All right. She's seasoned, right.
But talk about Simone's impact on the program.
Yeah, you know, just a tremendous player. And again, I mentioned earlier relationships and the importance of those relationships. You know, Simone and I forged a tremendous relationship when I was coaching her at the University of Florida. Not only with Simone, but also with her parents, Larry and Sabrina. Became really, really close. And it's just a tremendous opportunity. It's a tremendous opportunity for me in trying to establish, you know, the way that we want Clemson basketball to look, to have someone who kind of already knows me so well as a coach to help me do that. She's a tremendous competitor and a great athlete. Danny and I were actually talking about this on the ride up. It's a real credit to her maturity and personality to be able to come in and so seamlessly slide right into this brand new situation and really enhance it with all of her positives. But having that level of maturity, that level of experience, you know, she's been through ups and downs in the form of many things, ACL tear, coaching changes, having to sit out a year. It's really a great personal victory for her that I know she's going to capitalize on. So
Simone Westbrook, 7th year of eligibility, but can you talk about, like, has she been able to rally the team at times, Danny, and say, hey, this is why she's saying to do this? I mean, has there been those moments? Has it helped the rest, like, again, new face, new coaching staff? Has that helped you guys?
It's helped because she has the experience with Coach Butler. We can go to her and ask her questions like what does Butler want here, or how does she do this, how does she do that, and she'll know how to respond to us in that sort of sense. And then she also has some leadership in there too. She speaks up when she feels it's necessary. Other times she likes to observe, and but she does need a kick in the butt sometimes in practice. You know, you have to get on her. But it's been great having her around as a new addition to our family.
So you inherited a really strong defensive team. Are you kind of trying to take that and mold it in your own vision, or how has that impacted maybe what you thought you were going to do when you first came to Clemson?
You know, we're really excited about what we can do on the defensive end, and I think we all know that, you know, the most strides that we've got to make are going to be on the offensive end, and so we have spent a great deal of time on laying that offensive foundation. Danny talked about our language, you know, what Tiger sounds like when you're speaking Tiger, you know, but we ultimately know that that is going to be our strength. We just need to make sure that we tie the two together really well, and that we're not just a great defensive team. We've got to play defense in such a way that creates offensive opportunities for us, and then we must capitalize on those offensive opportunities. So I love their defensive energy. I love their commitment to that. That's not something that I think is across the board, something that you walk into. Most people just want to get after it on the offensive end and have that offensive glory. But we do have a team that I think that their identity truly is rooted in effort, in trying really, really hard no matter what the challenge is, and that's going to manifest itself really, really well on the defensive end. We just got to make sure it pushes on down the other end as well.
One of the best defensive players in the league.
She ain't bad.
Sitting next to you. Danny, tell me, I mean, is it just who you are? Like, what makes you so good from a steal perspective?
I mean, I guess I'm little already, so it's easy for me to get to the ball. A lot of people are higher up, so it's easier for me to pick their pockets or something like that. But I guess I've always been a defensive person. I love getting that steal. We work on tips in practice. I love getting a tip that leads to a steal. Just now, in the past couple of years, I've learned how to take a charge without hurting myself. So I think it's always been in my blood, just getting after it on defense. I don't know how not to go hard on defense.
Tell me about a player on your team that, you know, come April, everyone's going to be like, oh, wow, we didn't know about this young lady. Where'd she come from?
That player, I would say, would be Tyler Bennett. She's been working so hard in the summer. Up to now, she's just been really getting after it, and I think she's really going to surprise some people once the season hits. And then even throughout the season, I feel like she has a motor that's going right now that I hope sustains throughout the year. But she is someone that I think is really going to surprise people.
I mean, I felt like you kind of were really thoughtful when you put together a staff. Can you kind of take us through that and why you brought these individuals with you?
Well, you know, the first thing that we want are just good people. You know, and I use this phrase often to describe people at Clemson, good folks, you know, and so we want good folks that are about the right things first. And then beyond that, good teachers, great communicators, a heart for young women. And then a level of accomplishment and experience that fits our group and where they can complement me where I'm weak. You know, but having, you know, head coaching experience and Shimmy Gray Miller and where she's been, I think she's one of the best recruiters in the country, continues to do that for us. Joy Cheek, also a really dynamic recruiter who also has a tremendous amount of ACC experience and national success. And then Daniel Barber also, who there's some familiarity there. He started out as my scout team guy and then a manager graduate for us down at Florida and did a fantastic job at Stetson University, continued to climb down there. It's a really, really good mix of people and that get along, that understand the challenges but don't lose the fun in what we're doing as well. They're tremendously proud of what they've discovered in each other and also at Clemson, and they make me real confident about whatever the challenge may be on a daily basis.
Danny, what's a part of your game that you already feel the impact of this new coaching staff on your game?
Getting to the basket and finishing in different ways. You know, a lot of people on my scout had a step through, either to the left or the right, but they've definitely expanded my game and finishing in a variety of ways. So you never know if I'm going to finish with my left hand, finish with the right hand, step through a pro hop. You don't know what I'm going to do now. So I'm pretty excited about just learning and growing some more.
Okay, we're going to put you on the spot a little bit.
Okay.
We discussed a little bit, but does your coach have a go-to dance move?
I haven't really seen her dance much yet. I'm trying to get it out of her still.
First win, Coach?
You know, I don't know. I think that, you know, when you kind of keep your dance moves close to your chest and, you know, you're kind of private about them, you can't really put them out front. So I think the most impactful way for them to discover my dance moves is to not know they're coming. That's probably how they will discover my dance moves.
She does them, you guys don't see them.
Yeah.
What's your coach's favorite saying?
She has a lot of them. She yells "go" a lot. We got that one a couple times. One of them that we hear a lot is "go until you're stopped." So that was one of her favorite sayings so far.
Do you have a good impression of Coach Butler?
Well, okay, so we just talked about this on the way up. So we'll be talking like this, and she'll go! She'll go like that. That's the one that gets me off guard, and that's her favorite right now.
All right, Tuesday night, midnight. What's your go-to craving?
Right now, it's chocolate turtles. We're gonna act like she didn't hear that, though.
Mm-hmm. Moderation. Who's got the worst eating habit on the team?
It might be me. It might be me.
Why?
Well, I mean, I don't gain weight easily, so I feel like when it goes in, it's not gonna affect me too much. I just have
21-year-old. Yeah.
I have a lot of cravings that I like to handle.
Coach, go to the mall or Amazon Prime?
I'm kind of a mall girl. You know, at Clemson, our malls are often crowded, and so I'm having to transition a little bit more into being an Amazon Prime girl. Yeah. But I do like to shop. I do excel at shopping.
We all have our strengths. How about you, Danny?
I do like the mall, but because of the situation we have at Clemson, I will definitely go online.
Okay. What you got as far as binge watching?
Right now, I've been binge watching The Blind Spot on Hulu. It's a very good show. You should try it out. You should try it. It's a good one.
Coach, what you got?
I have a couple. I would say, you know, I'm an unapologetic Game of Thrones fan. Cannot wait for the 2019 season of that to arrive, but also a big fan of Handmaid's Tale. I think that's really clever and powerful. You know, but then there's always Ballers too. So can't leave that out.
Worst singer on the team?
The worst singer on the team, I would say KP, Kenise Purvis. She likes to sing. She likes the gospel songs and things of that nature. She sings a lot, and it doesn't come out the best.
Is she aware that she's not?
I think she knows she can't sing, but I mean, that doesn't stop her.
What's on your playlist right now?
I'm an old school person, so, you know, I like Return of the Mac kind of things. You know, I love those kind of music.
Coach Butler?
Shuddering to hear what old school was actually going to be. I'm old school as well, and you know, so it kind of depends on what I'm feeling. I love old school country music like Dolly Parton and, you know, things of that nature, Hank Williams Jr., but I will have to admit that the last thing that I added to my playlist, though, was Missy Elliott Essentials, the Essentials of Missy Elliott. Can't ever go wrong with the LL Cool J Essentials as well. Solid performers.
So, Danny, have you gone back and watched any game film on your coach?
I'm still searching for it. I'm searching for it. I'm going to find it, though.
She doesn't have a VCR, so there's no chance that she's actually going to be able to see it.
All right, so here's the true test, how well you know your new coach. You're down 2, at home. Mm-hmm. Ball's advanced, 3 seconds on the clock. Is your coach going for the win or the tie?
We're going for the layup. We're going for the tie. And then we'll out-hustle. We'll be the most aggressive and most confident team in overtime.
Coach?
Not bad. We like threes, but we love layups.
Sounds like you guys are off to a great start and knowing one another. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time today, and we wish you guys the best of luck this season.